Welcome back to the Norma Stater Project. You might be wondering about this painting here. I did this painting from a vision that I had, I don't know, probably 30 some years ago. Time flies. This was of a vision that I had that I was in my living room. I had just gotten up from the couch and was beginning to walk across the living room, and suddenly I was in the clouds, standing in front of a huge white horse, and I could have reached out and touched the horse. I was towards the front of the horse on the right shoulder, and a little muscle jiggled there, and the horse threw his head up and whinnied real loud, and it was a lot of excitement in the air, and I felt it was going to battle. And when he did that, he kind of shifted, and suddenly I see Jesus as the rider. But when I looked up, I couldn't see his face. He was talking to someone, I guess, on the other side of the horse. And I could feel that it was a sea of white, but it was a sea of people in white. And I looked down, and I was in a white robe. It was my hands. And but the robe was kind of unexplainable, kind of shimmered, but it was like it was alive, and it was me, and it kind of told about me just by looking at it. It's very hard to explain. Anyway, as I was standing there, looking up at him, and I mean, I'm looking straight up, and he kind of faced forward, but I still couldn't see his face because of the beard and the hair. And I thought in my head, oh, I wanted to see your face. And right then, all of a sudden, I guess he just looked down at me, and I could see his face. And I've never felt so much love and peace and belonging, a sense of home, and he thought his thoughts back to me and said, I'm glad you're here, and smiled, and I thought back to him, me too, and I was so excited that even though I wasn't speaking, my voice squeaked. But then my eyes were drawn, whether I wanted to or not, up to the light coming down from above him. And as I looked, I went up, and I was above him, and there were these white balls of very bright light of all different sizes around his head. And I hesitated there and thought, why, these lights are so bright, and yet it doesn't hurt my eyes. And then looked up again, and as I looked up, I was suddenly in my living room, and I took a step backwards, wanting not to be out of the vision. And that was the end of it. I didn't understand what these white lights were until a few weeks later, when I took my children to the library, and a huge book out for the public to see, and it was our universe, or our solar system. And all of a sudden I recognized it, and I guess the solar system is one of his crowns. But I just, this isn't exact who I saw. It's the impression left in my mind when I saw a short time after that, a little picture of the shroud in the paper. I looked at it and said, well, that's who I saw. You know, I could see, being an artist myself, the width of the eyes, the length of everything fit to who I had seen, or how he looked in my vision. And so I began to paint it. And I naturally started with so much light coming down here with lighter hair, and then I kept darkening until I had to scrape this off, and then I realized, no, his hair was very dark. So this is who I ended up with. Anyway, my time is up, and thank you for joining me. God bless.